If you're over 60 and finding yourself awake at 2 or 3 a.m., staring into the dark with a restless mind and a busy bladder, I want you to hear this from a physician who treats sleep problems in older adults every week. This is not a personal failure, and it is not just aging. It's physiology, and with a few precise changes to what you drink in the evening, when you drink it, and how you prepare your nervous system for bed, you can dramatically improve the depth and continuity of your sleep. Tonight, I'm going to give you a medically grounded plan that replaces that plain glass of water with targeted, senior-friendly options, shows you exactly when to drink them, and explains why timing, temperature, minerals, amino acids, and your circadian rhythm all matter more than most people realize. After 60, your body's regulation of fluid and sleep shifts. Nighttime secretion of the hormone that helps the kidneys conserve water diminishes. Bladder receptors become more sensitive, and the brain's output of melatonin declines. You may also take medications with diuretic effects, or live with common conditions like enlarged prostate, overactive bladder, reflux, or blood sugar variability that make nighttime awakenings more likely. None of this means you're doomed to fragmented sleep. It means you need a more strategic evening routine. The goal is not to stop hydrating. The goal is to hydrate intelligently, calm the nervous system, stabilize temperature, and feed the brain the building blocks it uses to enter and maintain restorative stages. Here is the critical first step. Shift most of your fluids earlier in the day, and stop large volumes 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. That single change often reduces 1 or 2 bathroom trips. But there's a second part people miss. What you do drink within 90 minutes of bed should not be plain, cold water. Cold, dilute water right before lights out can cool your core, irritate a sensitive bladder, and offer zero support to the systems that transition you into sleep. A small, warm, mineral-rich beverage, on the other hand, helps your body signal night mode, supports muscle relaxation, steadies your brain's rhythms, and satisfies thirst without flooding the bladder. Before I walk you through specific drinks and exact timing, let's align on how sleep cycles actually work. Your brain moves through repeating 90-minute cycles that include light sleep, deeper slow-wave sleep, where growth hormone rises and tissues repair, and REM sleep, where memory processing and emotional regulation occur. Deep sleep dominates the first half of the night. REM stretches longer toward morning. Many older adults wake near 2 a.m., not because something is wrong, but because the brain is transitioning between stages. The bladder is easier to trigger, and slight drops in blood sugar or shifts in temperature nudge the nervous system toward wakefulness. Your evening routine should therefore do 4 things: reduce bladder signaling, stabilize blood sugar, warm not chill the core, and provide calming neurochemistry. Let's talk magnesium, because it is one of the most reliable ways to relax smooth and skeletal muscle and quiet excitable nerves. Not all forms are equal. Magnesium glycinate is gentle on the stomach and particularly good for the nervous system. Magnesium citrate is more laxative. Magnesium oxide is poorly absorbed. If your clinician approves magnesium, a low to moderate dose with a warm beverage about 60-90 minutes before bed can support sleep onset and reduce nighttime cramping. The body does not store magnesium the way it stores fat. Regular intake matters. If you already take a magnesium supplement, do not double up match the timing to your sleep plan, and keep your total daily dose within your clinician's guidance. Glycine deserves a place in a senior sleep plan. It is a simple amino acid your body uses to shape inhibitory signaling and to gently lower core body temperature to conditions that favor deeper, non-REM sleep. In controlled studies, small pre-bed doses of glycine help participants fall asleep more easily, wake less, and feel more refreshed in the morning without a sedative hangover. You do not need much. 3 grams, about half a teaspoon of pure glycine, powder stirred into a warm, palatable base, is sufficient for most adults. If you are on multiple medications or have specific metabolic conditions, clear it with your clinician first. When used appropriately, glycine is one of the most clean sleep supports available to older adults. Tryptophan is another legitimate building block. Your brain converts tryptophan into serotonin and then into melatonin, which helps set the timing of sleep. You do not need to swallow melatonin gummies if you can support the pathway gently upstream. A warm, lactose-free milk alternative or lactose-free cow's milk can provide tryptophan, along with a small amount of fat, to slow absorption and stabilize overnight blood sugar. If dairy triggers reflux, choose a plant milk without added sugar. The point is to deliver amino acids without a glucose spike and without gastrointestinal irritation. There are also calming botanicals with a long safety record when used properly. Chamomile contains apigenin, which binds to GABA receptors and promotes relaxation without sedation. Lemon balm and passion flower are additional options many older adults tolerate well. If you use any blood thinners, have plant allergies, or take sedatives, talk with your clinician before adding botanicals. You do not need a pharmacy of herb. Choose one and be consistent. More is not more with sleep. Now, melatonin. Older adults make less melatonin as the years pass. And timed release, low-dose melatonin can help in certain cases of circadian disruption. But I want you to hear this as clearly as possible. With melatonin, dose matters. Many popular products are unnecessarily high. If your clinician recommends melatonin, older adults typically do best in the 0.31 mg range, taken 2-3 hours before your target bedtime to nudge timing. With those principles in place, here is a practical, physician-designed evening plan you can start tonight. 120 minutes before bed, finish any large fluids. 90 minutes before bed, prepare a small warm drink about 4 to 5 ounces, not a full mug. Sit down, slow your breathing, and sip it over 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes after you finish, use the restroom one last time, dim lights, and begin a winding down routine that does not involve screens. The combination of warmth, minerals, or amino acids, and low arousal gives your brain the exact signals it needs to enter the first deep sleep cycle cleanly. If you want specific options, I'll give you 5, all senior-friendly and adjustable to common medical realities. First, a warm magnesium glycine blend. 3 grams of glycine, stirred into 4-5 ounces of warm unsweetened lactose. Free milk or plain, unsweetened almond milk, plus your clinician-approved dose of magnesium glycinate taken at the same time. This is simple, gentle, and directly targets muscle relaxation, temperature regulation, and inhibitory signaling. If you take medications that interact with magnesium, separate them as instructed by your clinician. Second, chamomile with lemon balm. Steep a chamomile tea bag for 7 minutes in hot water, then add a splash of warm lactose, free milk, or unsweetened plant milk for mouthfeel and temperature stability. If you tolerate lemon balm, steep it alongside chamomile in the same cup. Avoid honey or sugar. A glucose spike followed by an insulin dip near bedtime is a common trigger for 2 a.m. awakenings, especially if you're managing diabetes or prediabetes. Keep the portion modest again, about 4 or 5 ounces total fluid when you drink it. Third, diluted tart cherry as a timed, low-volume option for those who prefer something fruity and warm. Tart cherries naturally contain small amounts of melatonin and polyphenols that can support sleep architecture. Warm 2 ounces of unsweetened tart cherry, concentrate gently, and dilute with 2-3 ounces of warm water to reduce acidity. This is not appropriate for everyone. If you have significant issues with reflux or need to limit simple sugars tightly, consider one of the other options. If your clinician approves it, take it 60-90 minutes before bed, not at lights out. Fourth, light collagen gelatin broth for seniors, focused on joint comfort and overnight satiety without a heavy meal. Dissolve a measured serving of plain collagen peptides or a teaspoon of plain gelatin in 4 ounces of warm, low-sodium broth. This delivers glycine and proline while remaining gentle on the stomach. If you're on a sodium-restricted plan, choose a very low-sodium base and keep the volume small. The aim is neuromuscular calm and stable blood sugar, not filling up. Fifth, golden milk adjusted for older adults, 4 ounces of warm, unsweetened plant milk or lactose-free milk. Whisk with 4:1, 2 teaspoons of turmeric, and a tiny pinch of black pepper to aid absorption. This can soothe mild nighttime discomfort and support a calm inflammatory tone. If you're on anticoagulants or have gallbladder issues, clear turmeric with your clinician first. You do not need to add sweeteners. The warmth and gentle spices are the point. I also want you to know which beverages reliably cause trouble after 60. Large volumes of plain water within an hour of bed almost always increase awakenings by stimulating stretch receptors in a sensitive bladder. Alcohol may make you drowsy, but fragments sleep, suppresses REM in the first half of the night, and rebounds with lighter, more wakeful sleep later. It is one of the most consistent saboteurs of older adult sleep. Caffeinated tea and coffee, even decaf, with residual caffeinolate in the day, persist in the system longer than most people realize. The older liver clears caffeine more slowly. Sugary cocoa mixes, or sweetened plant milks, spike glucose and adrenaline, and often lead to 2 a.m. wide-awake episodes. And citrusy, or mint-heavy drinks before bed, can aggravate reflux, leading to microarousals you remember as restlessness. Your drink is half the equation, the other half is timing and environment. Finish your warm, nutrient-dense beverage 60-90 minutes before lights out, then turn the bedroom into a sleep signal. Keep it dark and a little cool. Quiet the room or use consistent background sound. And remove unnecessary light sources. Put your phone face down across the room. If you use a bathroom light at night, swap it for a dim amber nightlight so you don't blast your brain with blue-white light that halts melatonin. Wear socks if your feet run cold. Warm feet help the body offload heat from the core, which eases sleep onset. Daytime choices directly influence your night. Get morning light in your eyes by going outside for a few minutes after breakfast. This anchors your circadian clock. Move your body most days, even if it's a gentle walk after lunch or dinner. Muscles that move by day rest more deeply at night. And movement improves glucose handling, which reduces those adrenaline-triggered awakenings. Avoid long naps late in the day. If you must nap, keep it brief and earlier. Take diuretics as prescribed, but ask your clinician whether earlier dosing is possible. Address constipation. A comfortable abdomen sleeps better. Treat reflux with proper timing of meals and head-of-bed elevation if needed. Medication timing matters. Beta blockers can reduce melatonin. Nasal decongestants and some antidepressants can activate. Short-acting sedatives can rebound in the early morning hours, and certain pain medicines can disrupt sleep architecture. Never adjust prescriptions on your own, but bring your sleep pattern to your clinician and ask whether simple timing changes could help. Many older adults improve their nights when they shift specific medicines earlier in the day, separate stimulating agents from bedtime, or replace a problematic option with a senior-friendly alternative. Now, let me show you how to assemble a 7-night test plan, because consistency is what produces results. Nights 1 and 2, choose one warm drink from the list: Magnesium Glycine blend, chamomile with lemon balm, diluted tart cherry, light collagen gelatin broth, or a cautious golden milk hand. Use it both nights at the same time, 60-90 minutes before bed. Keep the portion 4-5 ounces. Finish. Use the bathroom, dim lights, and keep screens off. Note how long it took to fall asleep and how many times you woke. Nights 3 and 4, keep the drink identical, but add a 10-minute wind-down ritual. 2 slow nasal breaths in, long exhale through pursed lips, repeated 10 times. Then 3 gentle neck and shoulder mobility movements to release tension. Nights 5 and 6, keep everything the same and add a 10-minute screen-free activity you enjoy. Quiet music, light reading of something non-stimulating, or simply sitting by a dim light.
Night 7. Repeat your best night from the week exactly. The point is to teach your physiology the signals of sleep, and to identify which drink and sequence suit you best.
If you live with diabetes, kidney disease, heart failure, or you're on complex medication regimens, customize this plan with your care team. Choose low-sodium bases, avoid high-potassium liquids if instructed, keep sugars minimal, and coordinate magnesium or glycine with your pharmacist. The method still applies. Small, warm, nutrient, rich, and timed with intention. If you manage nocturnal reflux, avoid acidic beverages and leave at least 2 to 3 hours between your last meal and bed. Pick the collagen, gelatin broth, or magnesium glycine in a reflux-friendly base. If you have overactive bladder, pelvic floor training, and bladder-friendly timing, combined with reduced late fluids and a warm, non-irritating drink, often reduce wake-up substantially over several weeks. You do not need perfection to see benefit. Even one fewer awakening per night changes daytime energy, balance, mood, blood pressure variability, and glucose control. Deep sleep is where growth hormone peaks, tissue repair accelerates, and the brain's cleaning system clears metabolic byproducts. Continuity matters. A body that regularly re-enters deep sleep in the first half of the night and preserves intact REM cycles later is a body that heals, remembers, and moves with more confidence. That is why this seemingly small switch from a cold, plain glass to a warm, targeted one at the right time has effects that ripple through your next day's clarity and steadiness. If supplements are not for you, you can still win this game with temperature, timing, and gentle amino acids from food. Many older adults do beautifully with the light collagen gelatin broth option, or with an unsweetened, warmed milk base alone. The warmth is an intervention. The small volume is an intervention. The sugar restraint is an intervention. Layer those on top of smart daylight exposure, consistent movement, and steady evening routines, and you are already doing more for your sleep than most people who rely on over-the-counter aids that mask, rather than fix, the problem. Know when to seek help beyond home changes. Loud snoring, witness breathing pauses, choking or gasping at night, morning headaches, uncontrolled reflux, severe leg movements, persistent insomnia, or rapid decline in daytime function all require medical evaluation. Sleep apnea is common after 60 and treatable. Restless legs can be addressed. Pain can be managed more intelligently, and medication side effects can be corrected. Your home routine is not a substitute for care. It's a foundation that makes care more effective. To make this practical, I'll leave you with a clear, doctor-approved checklist. 2 to 3 hours before bed, stop large fluids. 90 minutes before bed, prepare 4 or 5 ounces of a warm, nutrient-dense drink you tolerate well, one of the 5 options we discussed, and sip over 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes after finishing, use the bathroom. Dim lights, switch off screens. Do 2 minutes of calm breathing and loosen your shoulders and neck. Keep the room dark and slightly cool. Wear socks if your feet are cold. If you wake, avoid screens, keep lights dim, and practice slow breathing for a few minutes before deciding whether to get up. If you must get up, use a dim amber nightlight and return to bed without checking the clock repeatedly. In the morning, get light in your eyes and move your body gently. Repeat the routine for at least 14 nights before judging it. Small, steady signals retrain a senior nervous system better than big, sporadic efforts. If you found this plan clear and you're ready to try it, tell me what time do you aim to be in bed, and how many times do you typically wake? Share your age range and your current evening drink in the comments. I'll use a clinician's checklist to suggest a personalized timing window and a first beverage choice you can test safely. If you want more physician-level guidance that respects your medications and medical conditions, subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson, where I'll show you how to pair your evening drink with a 5-minute senior-safe mobility sequence that reduces nocturnal cramps and eases restless legs without pills. Your sleep is not a luxury at this stage of life. It's an essential therapy that your brain, heart, muscles, and balance system depend on every single night. Replace that last glass of plain water with a small, warm, targeted drink. Time it intelligently, and give your nervous system the routine it deserves. The difference you feel tomorrow morning is not luck, it's biology working in your favor.